Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Season 3 finals of the Born to be Wild listener series. We are now 8 weeks deep into this competition. The Born to be Wild listener series is a custom deck building weekly tournament series, I guess I would say, with weekly deck building restrictions. We are now at the finals, the finale here. We will see Cyberon face off against JordanMG. I'm joined tonight by the co-host of the Born to Be Wild podcast, Hydralisk and Electric Sheep City. It's excellent to see you both again. And without further ado, let us just jump into these games here. And for the sake of consistency, we will go over the rules of the competition here. So for Season 3, we are using the Conquest format. To play a round of Conquest, each player selects one of their decks to use for the first game. This is a Bring 4 Ban 1 format. Any deck that wins a game cannot be selected for the remainder of the round, meaning that the winning player must move on to a different deck. The losing player may switch decks, but is not required to. The winner of the entire round is the first person to win using each of their decks. So, Bring 4, Ban 1. They have to win with all three. As I was saying earlier, there are custom deck building restrictions each week. And this week, of course, is no exception. In fact, this week's were awfully special, necessitating an extra week in between the semifinals and the finals to prepare. Electric Sheep City, if you would be so kind as to go into this week's special rules.
Absolutely. So this week's special rule is Battle of the Bands / Build a Band Workshop. So each competitor bans 10 cards from each class. So the kind of two different steps. There's the ban phase and the play phase. So the ban phase, each competitor bans 10 cards per class and 15 neutral cards. So we don't actually have particular rules in place because they are building the challenge for each other. So the bans went in place before deck construction began, hence the extra week. And then they built their decks, and we are about to see the fruits of their labor this evening.
Yeah, so we were talking about 100 plus cards for each person, right? 115 cards per person banned. So
exactly.
This is a serious challenge here. And the other piece was we had a season-wide ban on Gen and Baku to kind of spice things up and make things interesting. And those cards are not necessarily banned this week unless the players chose to ban them for their opponents. And so, this truly, I think, is like the pinnacle of deck building challenge here, where they're creating challenges for each other. And we'll see. It'll be really interesting to get a chance to look at the decks here and kind of see how things turned out. We have some spicy ones tonight for sure.
Yeah, so let's take a look at those decks right meow.
Excellent. So first up is the Cyberon, who brought Druid, Shaman, Priest, and Warrior. Jordan has banned the Cyberon's Druid. So the remaining classes are Shaman, Priest, and Warrior. Looks like we have got a Corrupt the Waters Quest Shaman, which is awfully spicy here. Up first, so that'll be a lot of fun. I don't know.
It looks really cool. The Priest is a Galakron Archbishop Benedictus kind of control priest. So that one's going to be pretty cool too. A lot of created by going on there. So that'll be pretty intense.
Right. And last one up, the Warrior. It's a Quest Warrior, but the Quest is the Fireplume's Heart, which is a Taunt Warrior. So this will be very exciting. I have much love for this archetype. I haven't seen it played in ages, and so I'm really looking forward to it.
It's been forever, and I really do miss that deck. It's a lot of fun, so it's really cool to see that brought tonight.
Absolutely. All right, so let's jump over then into Jordan's decks. Jordan brought Mage, Shaman, Paladin, and Warlock. The Cyberon banned the Warlock. Looking quickly at the deck, it was a Mechathune Warlock. The Mage here
is a questline mage, but not using Ignite.
All right. Spicy. And then the shaman, it looks like his totem shaman with Grand Totem Eyesore and a bunch of other totem synergy cards. It's going to be so much fun. This is quite amazing.
Good old Tunnel Trog and Totem Golem.
Right? And
Love to see it.
Followed up by Quest Line Paladin. Yes, that is correct. Quest Line Paladin. Rise to the occasion. And this is going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea how this is all going to go, but the decks look spicy on both sides. And I think this is sort of what we were all really hoping to see was two amazing players, a lot of competition, but using decks that are not the type of thing that you would see on ladder per se. And so this is great. This is definitely an off-meta competition here. So I'm quite excited.
Excitement abounds. So we've got some kickin' rad decks. I think it's about time for us to let the competitors know that we are ready for them to begin, and we can dive in to the actual games themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, as soon as they're ready, we are good to go. Also, we'll say best of luck to both players. Good luck and have fun. Really appreciate you letting us cast your matches. For those watching at home, the way that we have the game board set up, we have Cyberon on the bottom, Jordan on the top. All four classes are listed on the side here. There's a red X through the banned class, so you know which one will not be played. And as the players win with a class, they will have a green check mark in the class icon indicating a win. So if you're following along, that is how things will progress. Hey, we're starting. All right. Here it goes. All right, match one. Cyberon playing the Quest Warrior. Jordan on top with a Questline Mage. Very excited.
Right. Fireplume's heart in hand. Love to see it.
Wow, what a draw.
Man, and it looks like Jordan's got Sorcerer's Gambit in hand, too. Wow.
How did that happen? I love the addition of Stonehill Defender. I missed that. I haven't seen that card in ages.
Oh, wow. What a pick for Jordan, picking up Incanter's Flow in the opening hand.
Oh, love to see it if you're an MG.
Yeah, absolutely. And even post nerf, the card played that early in the game is very clutch.
I would imagine we'll see that coined out.
Yeah, probably. And Cyberon picking up the Armagadillo, if I'm saying that correctly.
Armagadillo.
And I think that is the top end of his deck here, and so everything else will be smaller. This is a really fun card. So
there's the coined out Incanter's Flow.
I love seeing the new pirate skin as well. It's great.
Yeah. Cyberon, of course, starting off with the Infested Goblin, has a little bit more attack, get some chip damage in, rather than starting with the Stonehill Defender.
Smart idea.
That's kind of a decision point here on whether they want to play Information into Public Defender if they kind of low roll, or Stonehill Defender. Well, they could still play Public Defender, but I would not call that a low roll.
No, that's pretty incredible, especially with the buff card, the conditioning in hand. These things get pretty spicy.
Pretty spicy, pretty quick.
Looks like the Cyberon was choosing to get some armor there, maybe attempting to... Yeah, I mean, they know that they're going to get a lot of face damage with spells at some point, so armor's probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably played this matchup a few times in preparation. We haven't really played this one out before for some odd reason.
Yeah, exactly. I have a deep love for the Fireplume's Heart, this quest warrior here, and it's just so much fun to kind of see it in action with new cards. And honestly, this is the first time that I've seen the new Pirate Garrosh skin in play as well, so I'm really excited here.
I haven't heard any of the emotes yet.
Oh, they're glorious. All right, I'd be really surprised if we didn't see a conditioning into
Oh,
few
100%
dots.
here.
Right?
That's a big boy.
Yeah, these are going to be very difficult to deal with, even with a whole hand of discounted cards. You're looking at some threats.
That was great.
The emotes are great. Wow.
Not even gonna waste any damage on that 2/9.
Yeah, Jordan going over the top. And the interesting thing here is once you get the quest reward, right, Ragnaros's hammer, the potential to gain armor is now gone. And so we may see a strategy of Jordan here to just go over the top and start sending damage face, completely ignoring the taunts altogether.
Especially when they have such large health totals. Like there's no way that he can both threaten and actually deal with the board sufficiently. So
Right.
pushing damage,
It's
trying to burst him down.
yeah, I sort of anticipate like the face race here, right? Jordan's got some stall though. Frost Nova coming down, and it will tick off the quest as well.
And that is the second part of the quest line done. Only one more part, and Jordan has Arcanist Dawn Grasp in his grasp.
Wow.
I'm guessing Dirty Rat may have been a ban, hey?
Probably.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Well, and Dawn Grasp is a pretty strong card, all on their own. But looking at this, Jordan's got these discounted spells here, and so Forgotten Torch, Fireball, and also a draw in the cram session. And so with those already being heavily discounted after Varden is played, this is going to do a lot of damage. So Sulfurous can come down, and Jordan doesn't really have any minions on the board to absorb fireballs, but at the same time, I think we're going to see this quest completion wrapping up pretty shortly here.
And it looks like there was a spectator bug with the mule, so you may have to back out and jump back in.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll do that real quick and.
And we're back.
And Cyberon has Sulfurous.
All right. Silly Hearthstone bugs.
No. We can't do that.
It's interesting to see Jordan playing the spells prior to Dawn Grasp coming down.
Yeah, especially the ones that are
Oh,
booping
wait,
into
sorry.
face.
I missed that when the spectator bug. I didn't realize Jordan's at 14 health. That's a little problematic.
Yeah.
I anticipate this Sky General Crag coming down to take care of the Solarian and then another fireball going face. So the Jordan's health total is actually
2.
dangerously low. Yeah.
If that Sky General Crag comes down and those trades transpire as anticipated, Jordan's at 2.
Yeah, between the Sulfurous and the fireball.
Uh-huh. I wonder. Instead, Cyber is electing to face tank. 2 and 6 are not too terribly different to Cyber because the hero power does 8. Just
Very
has
true.
to clear the other side of the board.
Oh, opting for the hand buff option with the Armageddon here. And all of these taunts just got that much more juicy.
Right, Jordan seeing if he can piece together a lethal. Yeah, trading the fire sale to see what he gets.
I have proven myself. I did
Ray of Frost does help.
Yeah, freeze the board up a bit. We'll see where this hero power ends up.
Exactly. Because if hero power goes face, then Jordan just loses.
Yeah,
Hero
we got
power
a
goes into
50-50
Dawn
here.
Grasp. Yeah, 50-50 for the game. Cyberon recognizes it
And that's game.
and takes game 1.
All right. Cyberon taking game 1 with the Quest Warrior. Well, that was spicy. I'm a little bit sad that we missed part of it due to the spectate bug, but oh well. Small indie company and all that. But all right, they're queuing up into the next match here, and we'll see what they bring.
Game 2 is Corrupt the Waters Shaman for Cyberon and that quest line Mage for Jordan. Yeah, no more mules.
I'm excited to see how this Corrupt the Water Shaman goes, actually. It's pretty
Yeah,
spicy.
it was interesting because it looks like there was a Shutterwalk ban, and so it's a Corrupt the Waters list, but no, the top end is relatively low. List looks super fun though.
Mm-hmm. Jordan electing to clear out that evil totem. Keep it from generating continual value and continual battle cries.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably a good idea.
Choosing the Apexis Blast for the effect rather than the Ice Barrier for the Frost. Jordan does have Ray of Frost in hand, so probably a good call there.
He took Nozdormu.
Oh, let's go.
I always wish Apexis Blast had a spell tribe on it, spell type.
Agreed.
Yeah, you would think it'd be a fire spell, but no.
Wow, Neophyte is an interesting choice here. It might mess with Jordan's game plan a little bit.
Yeah, I'm choosing to play it at any time really, but at the right time would be great against an all spell
Right.
mage at this point.
Well, and we noticed also last turn that Jordan played another Incanter's Flow on Curve. So it's to his advantage there, just discounting the deck further.
We will see it pay off once more with this draw. Oh, we will not see it pay off because the fire spell was Forgotten Torch, which shuffled that Roaring Torch in, which was not discounted. Makes sense. tricky from Cyberon to see what actually comes down. Scorpid or Fireheart. Elects for Fireheart. Going for the Kobold Lackey for more Storm's Wrath value rather than to get an additional spell off possibly. Makes complete sense.
Yes, and it turned a board of relatively small minions into a semi-viable threat that Jordan's going to have to figure out how to deal with now.
Yeah.
So Jordan's still able to play that discovered Apex's Blast, should he choose, since that refreshing spring water was discounted by 1 from Encanter's Flow.
Yellow card's good.
Yellow card's good. Jordan electing to progress the quest line instead.
Moving on to the final stage of the quest.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Choosing.
keeping it moving.
Yeah. So, relevant there, Jordan also had an option for a fire spell, but elected for the brain freeze instead. The fire spell that he has in hand is that fireball, and I'd be a little surprised if we didn't see that go face, just because it's so much damage. But at the same time, this wide board is gotta be feeling little concerning at this point.
Yeah, Cyberon's definitely applying a fair amount of pressure. I mean, these minions are all small, but they
But mighty.
right? They combined. There's by their powers combined. Actually, looking at some relatively large damage output.
Jordan, however, able to complete the quest line and drop Varden here, should he choose.
Ooh.
I have proven
Yep.
And he does.
demand answers.
Varden down.
So talk about pressure now. Cyberon is the one on the clock.
Oh, there's a lot of damage sitting in Jordan's hand right now. So 9 from the fireball, 8 from Apex's Blast, 6 from this Frostbolt, followed by 0 mana, 7 damage Icelands.
Yeah, the really limiting thing here is Jordan's own mana. He finished the quest line with 6 mana.
Oh, well, there's a called Neophyte. That's not going to help Jordan out very much.
Yeah, I think the timing on the Neophyte is pretty clutch. It's going to disrupt Jordan's turn for sure. The question is, will Cyberon be able to get lethal over the next turn? Is Jordan going to have to use the spells this turn to clear the board? Cyberon's hand, we have got Caster Vision, but I do see this Jade Claws coupled with the Storm Strike. It's some bonus damage here. Plus
Yeah,
7
Storm
damage
Strike.
on the... Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say Storm Strike would have to go into one of Cyberon's own minions as it stands. So not quite as powerful since it can't go face, but still definitely relevant because that is 5 damage in hand already, before the top deck. In fact, 7 damage with the Lava Shock as well.
Curious to see if Jordan is going to respect the board here or just send all these spells face. Could sort of see an argument for either.
Hmm.
2 really good options. That was one of them.
The spring water is pretty clutch. I kind of curious how long Jordan can hold out, but in Encanter's Flow into spring water feels pretty strong.
indeed.
Neither of these are the burn or the bloodlust that Cyberon was kind of hoping to get here to close this game out.
I really want to see Nozdormu come down next turn. Just saying. Keep things interesting here.
Putting on a clock in a whole different kind of way, huh?
Right?
All right, leaving Jordan with 11 health left.
Yikes.
And Cyberon with 10 showing. Jordan calculating damage.
Looks like that flow into spring water is coming down. For that draw, what do we get?
Ooh.
More draw and a forgotten torch. More burst. It's more draw.
Oh my goodness. Talk about draw here. Wow.
And
Dang.
how?
There's 2 ice lances in hand.
Jordan's got to be doing quick mental math right now because, all right, here it
Yep.
goes.
Yep, that should close out the game. Could even use
Yeah,
the
that's
Apexis
it.
Blast instead of the Fireball
That's
for
it.
style points if he wanted to.
Wow.
Excellent game, and that was a close one, too.
Congrats, Jordan.
On the back foot until just getting over the top with that burst.
That quest line mage can really pull some lethals out of nowhere if you know how to dig.
Right? I've never seen it been played in Wild before. It's definitely was like running rampant in Standard right now, but there's so many more tools in Wild. And having those cards reduced down to 0.
I have run into it, and the only difference was they were playing Ice Block.
right. And I imagine that Ice Block is probably banned here.
I would
Yeah.
imagine, yeah.
All right,
We're going into game 3 with it all tied up 1-1. Cyberon switching it up and going for the priest. And Jordan electing for that questline paladin. Like a pretty solid opener for Jordan. I don't know that I would toss any of that. He agrees.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
The only real downside is that those Knights of Anointment, you can only really play one per step of the quest line for it to count towards quest line progression.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
interesting choices here.
Yeah, especially with only one more mana this next turn. I imagine we'll see a Shadow Vision. No, immediately going into Call of the Grave and getting a Mecharoo as an option so that Death Rattle would go off. Does elect for that to happen.
This is an interesting matchup here because I feel like Jordan's deck is a lot more aggressive, and the Cyberon's deck is more control-y. This is definitely a deck that's meant for kind of the long haul with Archbishop Benedictus and the Galakron stuff, and a bunch of like the random factor is super high because of the priest Galakron.
The future is clear. Your
And Cyberon getting some intel into Jordan's hand, seeing Blessed Goods, Reverse, and Conviction. Decides to pick up that Blessed Goods.
The versatility factor.
Yeah. Give some options.
Oh, yeah.
Value.
Jordan getting a Light's Justice. And Eye for an Eye to continue that quest line rolling. Elects to play it now. And would you look at that? Jordan is now odd mage. Or sorry, odd paladin.
Very fast.
Not odd mage. Mage was last game.
Yeah, so Jordan's now on part 3 of the quest. He only needs to play 3 more 1-cost cards to get the Lightborn Cariel reward.
That was fast.
1 in hand even.
Yeah. The conviction nerf has changed the game plan a little bit.
Well, now pick up of the Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Jordan's got 2
could-
out of 3.
Could actually with that reverse could actually finish it up right now because it's just cards, not
Yeah,
Correct.
done. Completed.
Actually works out to Jordan's advantage really well, being able to kill off the Scorpion here.
yeah, not taking damage on his opponent's turn means that Eye for an Eye is still active. Oh, son of Water Bear coming in hand. Oh, Cariel with Lost in the Jungle seems pretty powerful this turn.
Wow. Yes, indeed.
It does. Wow. That's a turn.
I'm quite impressed. I've not seen this deck run in Wild ever before, and Jordan has definitely got an infinite value engine here with buffed Silverhand recruits.
This
Jordan-
deck challenge, deck building challenge, was not easy, right? Like, this is a lot of thought going into these decks.
Oh yeah.
Act as your scale
Cyberon discovering first. Does not change that wave of apathy that he was mousing over earlier. But random effects first. Proper order. Good call. Jordan making space to hero power into Quartermaster.
Very nice.
2 arms, man. Wow. What a board. I imagine we see Cyberon play the Dragonfire Potion to clear as much of the board as possible, but it's relatively
Yeah.
easy for Jordan to refill here.
And Jordan, with that Battlegrounds Battlemaster, could push 15 damage this turn. Actually, could just have lethal with that conviction.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
What?
it's
There it is.
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
Kaboom.
Wow.
That was nuts. That happened so fast.
That's
That is the
Congratulations.
power
incredible.
of Odd Paladin. Whenever Baku is banned, just play the quest line, Jordan says. You can still play the convictions in your deck.
That looked really fun as well. Great game. Great game. Honestly, I thought he was going to struggle with that because the priest had so much kind of control. Definitely the random factor is high, but all right. Shaman mirror match here with the Cyberon with the quest, the battle cries here, and Jordan up top with the totems.
Yeah, so we see Cyberon pivot back, and of course Jordan only has the Shaman left. So no surprises there. Jordan electing to hold on to the hero power. They could have played out with a tour guide. Just didn't.
I love seeing these decks with archetypes that we don't normally see. I see cards like Rummage and Kobold and have to hover over the card to see what it does because I have no idea. Right?
Yeah, that's in there for that Jade Claws for sure.
Right, right.
Jordan with a couple of 5/6s.
Wow. Hey, if Jordan wins this match, then this series is at an end.
Jordan's board is looking pretty crazy already, and that thing from below is already being discounted.
Yeah, already down to 3. Could just straight up see a hero power and drop that. Or, of course, the Flame Tongue Totem and drop the thing from below.
I almost wonder if we don't see the Totem Carver come down. Would it be, what, a 6/6 right now?
Would be a
6/7?
6/7. Yeah,
I forgot it got buffed, didn't it?
it sure did. Yeah, so if it's me, I'd put Flame Tug Totem on the far right. And thing from below, a little bit outside of that. Boop in with the left. Jordan electing to hide those buffs. Makes sense. And a broomstick to try and clear it up. Quest complete. And just playing Curvestone, drop another 5/5. Be really surprised if this Tim damage doesn't go into face for Jordan here. Considering dropping the Totem Carver, but yeah, the Totem Goliath is pretty likely. No, does elect for that Totem Carver. It's more stats on board now. Can't blame him.
I don't see a way out here.
Oh,
Neither does Cyberon.
That is it. Wow. Fast games, everybody. Fast games. And so the match ultimately goes to Jordan 3-1.
great games, great deck building. That's what I love about these challenges, and that one in particular was not easy.
No, that was very difficult, and so yeah, big congrats to the players here, and we can check in with them and see if they're interested in getting in a post-match call with us.
Congratulations to both for making it this far.
All right, so the Cyberon is ready for the post-match interview. I imagine Jordan's doing a victory lap around his room right now. We haven't heard back from him yet. Letting him revel in his victory. Not gonna take that away from him whatsoever. Congratulations to Jordan, because that was a well-earned victory there.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump out of this call then and into one in the other channel with the two competitors here.
We'll
Sounds
see you on
great.
the other side.
What's up?
Yo!
Hey.
Congratulations, gamers.
Share my camera, is it? Voice just good.
You sound beautiful.
All right.
Nathaniel, can you hear us?
I can. It sounds a little fuzzy.
Cyberon, I think that's coming from your end. Sounds like there's a fan running or something.
Yeah, there's a fan over here.
Excellent games, everybody. I just want to say, number one, congrats to both of you for making it this far. This is now into 8 weeks of competition, and I think this is probably the most difficult challenge to date. You could sort of blame Jordan for it because it was his idea, but and so, but great games, from both of you, and of course, big congrats to Jordan for winning this whole thing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan, let me ask you, because this was your idea for the challenge. I think you had presented this to us it's at some point, I think, last season, and it was just a little bit too late for us to implement in time for the finals. But how was it participating in your own challenge here, and what was your approach to deck building?
So the first part, how was it participating, kind of goes hand in hand with the second part, right? Because if the second part wasn't good, then participating in the challenge wasn't good. So I'll also start with the second part, with the the approach to deck building. It's you work for like 4 days, you ban a ton of cards, you sweat over the little stuff, making sure you don't miss something. I think each of us maybe missed 1 or 2 cards, but it ended up equaling out. And then from there, you just try to find whatever you can with the available cards. And so I guess I looked at the meta stuff, saw everything was banned, and then just kind of homebrewed some stuff that either could work or worked in the past, or generally works in a listener series like the Totem Shaman. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think at one point I had about 10 decks that I thought about bringing before I trimmed it down to the 4. It was there was a lot out there, but they're all like fun decks that you like playing in a listener series, so I was pretty thrilled to play any of them. But yeah, I like the week a lot.
Very good. Some spicy homebrew for sure. I never thought that I would be seeing Questline Paladin in Wild and
it was incredible.
The best with that deck is when your Clockwork Gnome gives you back the return a minute to your hand and you play Kyrio or Rome twice. You get 5/5 dudes all game.
Wow.
I was really hoping that would happen, but it did not.
That would have been content for sure.
Yeah.
Incredible. Cyberon, how about you? Number one, congrats on making it this far and well played in the matches against Jordan. What was your take this week in terms of the deck building challenge? Any thoughts?
My first thought was like, okay, because I had to ban 10 cards from each class and 15 cards from the neutral list, so I straight away thought of a few cards, such as like Shadowwalk, Skull of the Manari, Predator, just Circle Retsa, these kind of things. Those few were quite obvious bans. I had to look through my entire collection, see what is good, see what is being played in the meta. For example, we have like Ice Block, these kind of things. We have like Ambiguous Druid, we have like Death Factor Demon Hunter. This is why I banned Death Speaker Baton for that reason. And there are also stuff that are quite annoying to play against in general, like Psychic Scream, Poison Seeds, Devolve, Brawl, Ship's Cannon, Watch Pose, these kind of things. So I thought of what are the things that I didn't want to play against, and what are the things that there are some cards that really create decks by itself, such as like Book of Spectres, Sorcerer's Apprentice, these kind of things. They are quite obvious bans. So I thought of these two different of thoughts when I was thinking of what to ban for Jordan. So I thought of the ban list, and I submitted the ban list. And after looking at the ban list that Jordan created for me, I was like, oh shit, he banned quite a few cards that I did not think of. And yeah, so for the deck building challenge itself, I thought of what was available, and I also thought of, okay, because it's the finals, I was thinking of what is fun to play. Because I'm a person who plays more control decks, so I wasn't really comfortable with playing aggro. So actually, I was kind of thankful that Jordan banned my aggro Druid. But yeah, the Druid deck was there because Abigail wasn't banned. I also had a lot of cards that I could play for the entire deck. So I put that deck as one of my decks for the challenge. Other one was the Crash Warrior. That Crash Warrior deck is not exactly an aggro deck. It's also not exactly a super late game kind of deck. Kind of like mid range. And it was my second deck. The third and fourth decks basically they are like super high value kind of decks. We got the Crash Summon, we got the Galacon Control Priest, whatever it's called. Something like that. So on the way I was thinking of playing stuff that I acknowledge that they are not the best for this challenge because there are better things to play, but I thought of what I'm comfortable with, what I will enjoy playing, and I was like, okay, since it's the finals, I just do what I can, try to have fun. Yeah, so pretty much this is what I thought of when I was trying to think of my decks.
Yeah, very similar approach to me. It sounds like ban the good and annoying stuff. Play what's fun afterward.
I loved the Quest Warrior. It's one of my old kind of favorite pet decks, and so was very excited to see it, and it performed very well for you.
It did. That one was rough. You got me good.
Yeah, I was super lucky actually, that 50-50.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
think-
That
yeah,
rag shot
it-
at the end, yeah, but
I think you won either way. My hand was full of Fountain of Power minions that did nothing, and like a fireball, I had to drop pretty well to win that game. You got the hero power on very early. Killed me good.
Well, especially you were playing the quest line mage, right? There's not a lot of minions for that
Yeah, there's
hero
none.
power to hit. So yeah, it was just a matter of time, I suppose.
Yeah.
But congratulations to you both. I love the deck building. It's really entertaining. You guys both did awesome, and it was really fun to watch. So we really thank the both of you.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I am both sad and happy it's over.
it's definitely a commitment, and I think that this challenge in particular was very involved. And so yeah, but we appreciate your time and the energy that you put in. It definitely paid off. It's very fun for us, for sure.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we kind of wind it down? I'll go over to Cyberon first. Any like shout outs or
To be
anything like
honest,
that?
to be honest, I didn't expect to make it this far also, and like I said in the previous interview for the semi-finals, actually I got quite lucky because for the first 5 weeks, I only played 2 weeks of games. Actually, both games, I actually didn't win both games. And then the third week, fourth week, and fifth weeks, my opponents basically didn't submit their decks. So I had like 3 wins, I had like 3 zeros for me on the way by default. And I somehow made it to the quarterfinals, playing against Maxi, playing against Ginger Ninja for the semi-finals. And actually, I got pretty lucky getting into the finals. And I saw Jordan's at least on Wednesday. I didn't expect to win because his deck looked pretty scary to me. So I was like, okay, I think this is not going to be a win for me, but I'm just going to have fun, just going to try my best. I managed to win one game, not so bad. As for shoutouts, actually, I would like to give a shout out to Ken Ray. He kind of gave me some advice on the way. Like he told me that I could bring a aggro druid, and there was this particular day where we met together on Discord to discuss the deck list for finals. He kind of gave me one of the lists for aggro shaman, and he was like, actually, aggro shaman is quite good for this finals. It's probably going to do better than my quest Corrupt the Waters shaman, but I thought of that for a moment. I felt quite bad because I appreciate his efforts and the deck looks quite solid, but I wasn't really an aggro player and I thought I wanted to play something that I was more comfortable with. So I had to just kind of reject his idea in a sense. I'm pretty thankful that in my Crash Warrior deck at first I was not very careful. I brought Sword Eater. And actually he told me that actually it's banned. Yeah. So just imagine if I wasn't informed of this or if I didn't check on this, I would probably be disqualified straight away from the tournament. Yeah, and for my Crash Summon I actually brought I didn't know I didn't really check the list super carefully. I just my decks kind of based on instinct in a sense. I brought Devolve and Lightning Storm, and both of them were actually banned. So I had to do some work on my deck list, and yeah, shout out to Ken Ray for helping on that. And also shout out to my real life friends, some of whom are watching now on this stream. Some of them don't even play Hearthstone, but they're just here to support me and to give me some encouragement on the way. And shout out to you guys also for organizing this whole tournament. It was pretty fun. And last of all, shout out to Jordan for creating this challenge. Although it was very difficult to think of a ban list, but it was very fun to look through everything and making an Excel spreadsheet and thinking of what are the 10 cards to ban for each class. It was very fun. Enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, fun but challenging for sure. I think like looking back in hindsight, there's probably 1 or 2 cards I would have added to the ban list if possible, in some way. There was like I don't know, I was building my decks and I was like, man, I wish I could put Broom in like every deck I've ever made, and like I was like, oh, maybe I should ban Broom. And then there was like, and Bangin
Broom
that
for the
probably
reason.
should have been banned in hindsight, but it worked out. I imagine Cyber probably wish he banned Mecha'thun so we didn't have to ban the deck. Who knows? But
Yeah, maybe, maybe.
that deck's a worthwhile ban. That deck's pretty disgusting. Rod of,
Yeah.
you know, Ruined Mythful Rod is like, even at 4 mana, it's quite the house. It's absolutely absurd if you draw that on 4. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
win on 7. You literally just Mecha'thun combo on like 7. It's so gross.
Wow.
I'm not surprised he banned it. It's so good in this format too, because I knew who's gonna bring either aggro or like control, and so it's got like every healing card allowed, and then like a Mecha'thun combo which beats greed, so it was pretty well positioned I think into everything. It was yeah, that was quite the deck. I'm sad I didn't get to play it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, that was a good deck to ban, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much a good read there. Aside from that, is there anything else that you would like to say, or anyone that you would like to shout out as well, Jordan?
Oh, sure. Where to begin? I suppose first shout out to Maxibon. He was kind of my deck partner for the whole series from week 1 onward. You know, I think that the listener series is, you know, a lot's great about it, but like the community that comes out is like the best part.
Oh,
You know, even
absolutely.
for this finals week, I was chilling in a public Discord, just making my decks by myself. I was hanging out with Blue Train. He was just playing Mercs. And then, like, just person after person would just join, be like, what you doing? And I'd say it, and they go, oh, that's interesting. Let me help you out. And they're not even in the listener series. They just were like, oh, that sounds fun. I think that's what's so cool about the listener series is that, like,
That's
you're just, like,
great.
doing it, and then someone else wants to do it. And so they help you, and then, like, they join next season. And so it's, like, it was super fun to have, like, lots of, like, it's, like, not, like, necessarily, like, help. It is help, but it's also just, like, the experience of hanging out with people and like bonding over Hearthstone.
Camaraderie.
That was super fun. Yeah. So shout out to Maxi for helping me like basically every week. Shout out to the Burnt Cord. I know a lot of them were watching. I checked it out like after I won. There was like a line of like 8 Poggies. It was pretty good feeling to see that. People cheering me
Nice.
on, and then for helping me in the finals. I saw that at one point we had like 10 decks. Everything under the sun. Core was trying to get me to bring like 4 aggro decks with Galakron in them. It was quite the event trying to figure out what to bring. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys for hosting this. Hopefully there's another season. This is a lot of fun. And I guess lastly, shout out to everyone out there who watched my YouTube videos for the series. It was a lot of fun to make, a lot of fun to play. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at.
Very
Cool.
good. All right. Well, that is about it for us. Again, yeah, thank you very much to both of you for participating. Big congrats to Jordan for getting the win. And we will have to do this again next season. I'm sure there will be one. And so everybody out there, stay tuned for announcements as we figure all of that stuff out. And yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to both competitors, but of course, especially to our champion, JordanMG. Congratulations, Jordan.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Congrats. That's it.
Cool.
All right, everybody. That is pretty much it. Everybody, hey, big thank you to everybody who is watching here live, who tuned in to support both players, rooting everybody on. We really appreciate it. If you all are interested in Wild Hearthstone, we do a weekly Wild podcast. If you're not familiar, live here on Twitch on Friday nights. And we'll be back again next week. In terms of the listener series, we are now on a little bit of a hiatus. We can take a little break here and figure out what season 4 is going to look like, and we have time frames and stuff in mind. We will be sure to post stuff in the Born to Be Wild Discord and in on our Twitter as well.
Yeah, and if you have an idea for a challenge for our next season, be sure to drop by the Listeners Series Discord and drop that recommendation in our Season 4 suggestions. It might be currently be called Season 3, but our suggestions channel in the Listeners Series Discord. We take those into account, and in fact, the vast majority of our challenges this season were completely crowdsourced from you all. So definitely drop it in there. Our finals challenge was, in fact, one of those as well. So congratulations to you both. And of course, wiser words have never been spoken.
Yeah, and you heard that on Born to Be Wild.